After that, what did he say? I'm forgetting now.
Well,
oh yes, love. Peterson
yeah.
said, look, it's not nested in Darwinian principles, but the highest form of truth is love. I'm going to agree with him on this. I'll tell you something, okay? If I told you, Sabor, if I told you I worship my wife, it would break your ears.
Absolutely.
It would break your ears. You'd be like, hey, wait a second. That's a special word, a special love, only for one. Worship is too high of a word for a human being.
Yeah.
That's the highest. Can you name me something higher than that? Is there a word higher? No. He's correct in that sense. He's correct. The highest truth is submission to Allah, worship to Allah. And that's a love. That's a type of love. Reserved for only one. If you say worship about anything else, Muslims, we cringe. We can't even hear you. So you say that word, you better be Allah. Like you better be God at the end of that sentence. Because anything else, I don't care how beautiful, how rich, how perfect, there's nothing. There's no second place. There's no second place for us. So it's a word that would make you cringe if it's anything else. He's right. But why doesn't he say, I worship God, only for God? Love, like the highest truth is your relationship with God. There's master and there's slave. And if you say anything other, if you say, oh, no, I don't see myself as, no, then you're arrogant. Then you're arrogant. You see yourself compare. I'm a companion. I'm buddies with God. No. There's God, and then there's no second place. There's not even second place.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the Quran says, it says Allah, you worship Allah, and then he mentions your parents, respect your parents, but we don't put our parents as gods. There's nobody. There's nothing in the dunya we could even put into a competition with God. So this is the special type of love that we call submission. We give everything. We give everything we have. There's nothing that's for us. There's nothing. So this is the ultimate love. This is submission. He's figuring out Islam slowly. In my opinion, he's figuring out Islam. Because you tell me what people in the world openly say, worship. Love is not a strong enough word, my friend. Love is, if I tell you I love my wife, you'd be like, oh, that's good. That's okay. If I tell you I worship, just to prove to you that worship is too strong of a word, it would break your ear. A Muslim's going to be like, whoa, wait a second. Don't say that word, man. That's higher than love. That's too far. You went too far. So just to prove to you that worship is a higher word than love. He thinks that love is the no, there's higher than love, my friend. There's higher than the word love. Yeah. Worship is a type of love where you give up absolutely everything. You give up absolutely everything. There is no more you even left. Okay, so he's right in that sense. He's discovering, in my opinion, he's discovering Islam slowly. He's peeling back the layers. He just hasn't gone far enough yet. Because there is higher levels than love. Love is an appropriate term to use for my kids and my wife. I have a special term. I won't use for anyone else. And that just goes to show that it's a level higher.
Yeah. This kind of reminds me of some Christians, and especially this is true with liberal Christianity in Europe. If you ask them, what is Christianity about? They wouldn't even say God. They would say, love thy neighbor. And what you alluded to earlier was amazing, which is which religion explicitly, directly, unfettered shows that actually we love God because of God. We love Allah even if we live a life in which we are poor, we are destitute, we are ill, whatever. It's not about like this slot machine thing, you put in a coin and you get something out. I'm going to worship God because something good happened in my life, something bad happened, I'm going to disbelieve in God. No, we would say the highest form of love, like you said for us, is the worship of Allah. And we do not care if people think that is primitive, that is backwards. And people have these types of things nowadays. I know I'm going to really damage your ears more than they've been damaged on any map by saying this, right? Follow your truth. It's about what your heart tells you. Follow your heart. I mean, we're all sick of this. But in Islam, it's not about follow your heart. It's about correct your heart so that you love the one who created your heart. It's a different paradigm, right?
If you follow your desires, in the end, you're gonna feel unfulfilled. If you want to take that journey, go for it. I don't stop people. I don't tell them no, don't take that journey. If that's your business. But I know what you're gonna find at the end. Like you're gonna go and you're gonna pursue all your dreams and all these things, and you're gonna end up with the same two possibilities: nihilism or God. And I think, I think Jordan Peterson, he's getting there. He's questioning. He's doing a lot of soul searching. I think he's being authentic, and I hope he gets there. And I hope, honestly, he finds his peace, because he seems to me also to be very. He's still soul searching. He seems to me like very emotional on his face. He's wearing a lot of emotion. But to circle back to what you said earlier, they asked Jesus, sum up the religion, sum up the Old Testament. It's love God with all your heart.
Yeah.
Which is worship, yes. It's definitely worship. With everything you have, the Jews will tell you, we openly worship God. They have no reservation about it. And love thy neighbor. It's beautiful. This is something really, really beautiful. This is something I think could be authentic. I'm not a biblical expert. I'm not a textual critic expert, even though I've studied Christianity for many years. I'm not an expert. But this is something I would say, I believe that the Prophet Isa alayhi salam would say this. I believe this makes sense. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. This is very, we have the same tradition in Islam. How could you go to bed when your neighbor is hungry?
Mm.
Are you really a Muslim if your neighbor is starving, and you ate and you're full and you went to bed, you're able to sleep? Me personally, I couldn't sleep. Well, this is very similar to what our traditions have a lot in similarities.